This is the Agenda podcast for the 6th of October.
The Agenda, an alternative commentary collective podcast.
G'day there, welcome along to the Agenda podcast. It's a special one today. It's a special cross-pollination podcast with the Matt Heath and Jeremy Wells podcast, the Matt and Jerry Show on Radio Hodaki. It's Get Fact Thursday. It's Get Fact Thursday Sports Edition. I'm making an appearance in that as well, but that'll explain what's going to happen in the next 20 minutes. Is a very admin-heavy sports fact segment. But before we go into the cross-pollination Matt and Jerry Show Get Fact Thursday Agenda special, a big welcome to Leader NZ, home of the lasagna topper, is now the official caterer of the ACC, supplying endless lasagna toppers to the Agenda team for the entire summer. And from next week, we'll be introducing a top 5 top plays of the week with lasagna topper. Also chicken schnitties I see in the back there in the pie warmer, which is quite a delight. But here we go. Here is the cross-pollination. It's the crossing swords at the urinal between the Agenda and the Matt and Jerry Show. It's Get Fact Thursday Sports Edition special.
This is a first. We are crossing streams with the ACC Agenda podcast. So this is going to be simulcast. Do you know why? Because I'm getting on a plane and I'm supposed to do the Agenda podcast and I'm supposed to do this podcast. So I was like, how about we get G Lane in on this podcast? We make it a sports-related a sports-related Get Fact Thursday. And then I only have to record one podcast. It goes out in 2 streams. I get paid 2 for 1.
What time are you getting on a plane?
8:30 tonight.
Well, that seems like a long way away.
Yeah, I know, but I know what you're saying, but I haven't packed. I haven't got my passport. I haven't got anything. I haven't got anything ready at all. I don't even know if I've got a plane ticket.
So, if we got new listeners, these could be people that have never heard the Matt and Jerry Show before.
No, they're Agenda podcast listeners, and there's Agenda podcast. There's people that are listening to the Agenda podcast that have probably never listened to the Matt and Jerry podcast before.
There we go.
Would you mind if I introduce myself really quickly to those people? Hey, I'm Mash, 22 from North Canterbury. It's nice to have you along.
Lost your virginity up against a post. Hey,
that's not an important detail. I
thought it was.
No, because
Hey, can I play some audio here?
Because she reached out and
Can I play something?
caused problems.
Here we go.
The particle flow through the gate.
How?
We'll cross the streams.
Excuse me, Egon. You said crossing the streams was bad.
Cross the streams.
We're crossing the streams.
You're gonna
So let's
endanger
get
us.
G Lane on the
You're gonna endanger
phone
our
so
client.
we can cross the streams.
It's never been done before. So it's going to be a special Get Fact Thursday sports-related facts. What happens is everybody brings a fact to the table. Everybody else judges that fact. In the end, the best fact gets voted by everybody, and then that person gets to deliver their fact unmolested on the FM broadcast of the Matt and Jerry Show on the Friday morning. You're not going to be here for that tomorrow morning. You're going to be away. You're going to be in the States.
Yeah, I am, absolutely. Now,
So if that's the case, then your fact will be delivered by proxy.
yeah, okay, so if it's a good fact, you hear this. If it's voted a bad fact, you'll hear this.
Nice beaver.
And joining us on Get Fact Thursday for the first time is ACC Head G Lane.
No tits. I haven't got any tits.
Not called Tits anymore.
Nah, the tits are gone. So it's tit-free lane.
Tit-free
The
lane.
G Lane, formerly known as Tits Lane.
Yeah.
Hey, this is an amazing historic circumstance we're in here, not Tits Lane, untits Lane. We're crossing the streams between the Agenda podcast and the Matt and Jerry podcast.
That's right. We're crossing swords at the urinal. We're checking each other out. Yeah.
So you know how it works, don't you, G Lane?
Do I have to deliver a fact, or am I judging the fact here?
You deliver a fact, you judge the fact, everybody brings a fact to the table, everybody else judges the fact. In the end, the best fact gets delivered tomorrow
said this.
unmolested by them on the Matt and Jerry Show on the FM broadcast.
Ooh.
It's going to be sports related, so this is the thing, because obviously the Agenda podcast, sports podcast, so they're all sports facts, and I've got an absolute cracker this morning.
No, that'd be a real change of pace because your facts are often really, really crap.
Can
No
I
offense.
start? Can I start?
Yeah, you can start.
Yeah.
Of course, can we just allude people to the idea of the return to sender button? That's
No.
become the favourite part of the show.
Don't
Is
do
if someone's
that.
fact gets voted up or down by someone and you want to change your mind, you can play this.
Return the sender.
And then you get a revote. Okay, so we're all on the same page with that.
This segment, it reminds me of the Fact Factor from years ago, with when the Fact Factor faithful and the admin, very admin heavy, and it became more about the admin and the stings and the recalls and basically the litigation
That's
rather
rich.
than the actual fact.
That is rich coming from you and your agenda podcast. Ilk. And
All it is admin.
That agenda podcast is so admin heavy. But this agenda podcast, it's kind of hard to get your head around. Okay, Jerry.
Here I go.
Your sports facts. Crossing the Streams, Agenda and Matt and Jerry podcasts.
Wrestling is regarded as the oldest sport in the world. How old is it? 15,300 years old. How do we know? Because there's famous cave paintings in La Sceaux in France which depict two men going hammer and tongs, naked as the day they were made, wrestling their willies off.
Well, hang on a minute. Was that wrestling or was that lovemaking?
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you know? How do you know? Does it? How do you know? Were they naked?
Wrestling pretty much is lovemaking, isn't it?
It's pretty clearly wrestling because it's a figure four leg lock. And I don't know if you've seen a figure four leg lock depicted in a cave painting, but that's not sex, mate.
Is it like scissoring?
It looks like scissoring, and it's two men naked as the day they were made.
Yeah.
Going at it hammer and tongs 15,300 years ago.
But how do you know that was sport? It might have just been that they were having a little bit of a wrestle for fun and someone was drawing it.
Well, because there's a referee getting the 3 count on the side. So there's two people in a figure four leg lock with a referee counting 1, 2, 3 on the side. And it's clearly a wrestling.
Nice beaver.
That's a down from me. What about you, G Lane?
Yeah, it's a down from me because there's
Nice beaver.
so many other better wrestling facts than that one. Like there's Turkish wrestling, which they cover themselves in olive oil and they wear tight leather pants. And the goal of the wrestling is to remove the tight leather pants. That's the one that wins.
But the thing is, if it wasn't for that cave painting in La Sceaux in France 15,300 years ago, then you wouldn't have that Turkish olive oil wrestling. It all dates back to 15,300 years ago.
I think people were wrestling as soon as they had arms and legs. Monkeys probably wrestle.
Yeah, but that's why it's the oldest sport.
I thought the oldest sport was prostitution.
No, that's not a sport. That's an occupation.
Well, it depends how much effort you put into it. I guess you could turn it into a sport. Professional prostitution.
There's amateurs and professionals, I get it.
Yeah. Hey, which way are you going on that one, Mash?
Yeah, look, you guys have both voted it down. I'm voting it up purely for political reasons.
Smart move on your behalf. Okay, so that's a shitter for me. Who's up next?
I'll go next if you want.
Get on then.
I'd like to table some audio for my fact.
Oh, God.
The HBO comedy series Curb Your Enthusiasm once helped save a man from being falsely accused of murder. Larry David's acclaimed series happened to be filming at Dodger Stadium the night the murder happened. Their cameras miraculously caught John Catalan proving his alibi true, as well as his innocence.
Nice beaver.
What? You're immediately going to go down on that?
You've said this fact before. This is not a new fact coming out of your mouth.
No, I've never said that fact before.
I have heard you espouse that fact before.
Over some drinks once. I did mention it to you. There's a whole documentary that you can watch on the situation, and Larry David often brings up that he saved a life, but that wasn't on the Get Fact Thursday. That was just a wry aside at a pub.
I'm always looking for new material and Get Fact Thursday. I'm looking to learn new things.
I'm looking for way less words as well.
No, I learned nothing new there.
Words. I don't know. G Lane down the other end of the phone line there. How did you find that?
Oh, one of the great Curb Your Enthusiasm episodes, though. It's when he tried to cheat the T2 lane by picking up a prostitute and taking her. It took her all the way to the baseball, and it's one of the great episodes. So I have to vote up on that purely because that is one of the greatest Curb episodes, and it saved a man's life. He was on death row, that guy.
Yeah, he was on death row.
Wow. So that Is that?
That leaves you.
No, that leaves G Lane next. I think we'll go G Lane in the phone line. And
Well, did you vote up or down?
I voted up for political reasons once again.
You're in your politics, man.
Hey, for Agenda podcast listeners,
Grow some balls.
they're probably,
Exactly.
Agenda podcast listeners are probably going, what is that? Oh, Billy Connolly!
Oh, that's a good point.
That's a Scottish woman that turned 106, I think it was.
Yeah.
And they got Billy Connolly on the line to talk to her. And she said, oh, Billy Connolly! And so we used that because she was so into Billy Connolly turning out that we used that audio. What was her name again?
Edna.
Edna, that's right. And then she went out on that party bus and got absolutely fucking steamed,
Yeah,
didn't
she's
she?
a good time, Edna.
Yeah.
She's a good time.
And the downvote is we had a downvote, but the flushing toilet was too harsh on people. People started to feel bad about themselves, so we added a nice beaver sting on it to make them feel better about themselves. So just a little bit, because we're crossing the stream. Some people over in the agenda area probably,
good idea.
I know you've done the stats on it, haven't you, Mike Lane? There's only, I think, a 14% crossover between a natural crossover between the streams of the Matt and Jerry intro and the agenda podcast.
Yeah, it's almost mutually exclusive.
We should do more of these co-pros. Who's
Yeah,
up
we
next?
should. Can I deliver my one?
Here you go, G Lane.
This is one of the greatest New Zealanders ever, the most unknown greatest New Zealand sportsman. This man, he umpired Test cricket, he refereed Test rugby, but he also played Test cricket and played for the All Blacks. His name is Eric Tindall.
Eric Tindall.
Yeah. What an achievement. That is unheard of and will never be repeated again.
Double international sports person, plus umpired and refereed the sports as well at an international level.
Yep.
Did he play a lot of games for?
Not many.
Not many.
Not many. It was more in the kind of 20s and 30s.
Or was that back when we were just some pisspot nation with not much going on in terms of sport?
Yeah, they were struggling for officiating as well. But that's besides the point. That is four feathers in Eric Tindall's cap, a great New Zealander.
Is he the same? Is he related to the Tindall that owns the warehouse?
Stephen? I'm not sure. I don't think so. He only died about 10 or 15 years ago, old Eric Tindall. One of the greats.
Was he good in the sack?
Great in the sack.
Oh, I heard that actually.
I'm going down on that fact. I'm going down on it.
Jerry's going down on
Nice
you.
beaver.
I've already heard it. Again, it's like your one. It's like there's no one bringing any new facts to the table. I want to learn something new here.
But they may be new. They may not be new to you, but they're new to the audience. That was new to me. I didn't
I'm
know.
not saying to the audience. I'm talking about
I
myself.
didn't-
This
I
is
didn't
my
know-
vote.
I knew about Eric Tindall, but I didn't know he was good in the sack.
No one briefed me on the fact that I had to educate Wells in this segment. If someone had briefed me that
Something
beforehand.
new. I want to know something new. I mean, that's why we do get Fact Thursdays.
Oh, you want something new? Your fact was 15,000 years old, mate. A couple of guys making love in a cave 15,000 years ago is hardly a new fact.
No, they were doing a figure four leg lock. Thanks very much.
That
That
was
was not
scissoring.
making love.
They were scissoring at best, potentially docking.
Just because they were naked is the day God made them. Mash, up or down?
See, Mash.
He's
Yeah,
gonna go
I'm
for
voting up
political
on that one
reasons.
again.
I'm voting down because Mash is running a political game and voting up. So
Nice beaver.
curry favour with people. I think that's cowardly.
Okay, so you're two downs and one up, G Lane. Not good for you.
Hey, so I'm the only one that got two ups. Because you gave me an up, didn't you, Lane?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Lane
did,
gave you
but
an up. That was a
I'm still
mistake.
angry at Mash.
You can
He's a
return to
piece of shit.
sender.
Do you want to return to centre that, G Lane?
What's that? My one?
Yeah.
No, I won't let admin. I'm okay with it. I can take defeat.
No, but,
Oh, okay, right.
But do you want to return to send your upvote for me?
Oh, no, I'm
Good,
still
good. See?
up.
No, he's
No,
not
you're
okay.
good.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm angry at Caddy. I think Caddy's just a pussy. He's got no balls.
Okay.
Oh, well,
come
when you've been doing these for as long as I have now, G Lane, you understand the importance of politics.
We
and
don't.
You can't
have-
win one of these without politics. I figured it out a long time ago.
But I'm
You
just-
present last and you vote up on everything.
But the problem is, right, factions. Get Fact Thursday always ends up breaking up into factions.
Yeah, and I love it.
Yeah. All right, there's a lot of pressure on you now, a lot of anger towards you after your constant shallow upvoting, Mash.
No,
let's see.
I'm voting down.
You
Okay,
vote-
we're
oh,
gonna-
hang
he's already
on.
gone down.
He's voting down
Nice
before he
beaver.
started. Actually, I'm voting down as well.
Nice beaver.
Thank you. I just had it stuffed.
Let me help you with that.
I'm going to vote up, but I'm going to return that to sender. Return the sender. And then I'm going to vote down on you before you even use that.
Nice beaver.
So what's your,
I miss this, Edmund. I miss this, Edmund.
What's your
Okay.
fact?
So good.
What's your fact?
Well, is there any point in me presenting it? Because I've had three
yeah,
down.
you
gotta
want
present it.
People could return to sender.
Oh, that's a good point, actually. Okay, here we go.
People could turn it around.
Here we go.
I don't think we.
I'm holding out
I
for a
don't think we're
return to
pulling
sender
any
here.
listeners over from the agenda.
The average amount of...
what are you
Come on, that
doing?
fucking gap
What are you
there
up
before you
to,
started
mate?
talking. It was an old man's nappy situation.
That was an old man's nappy.
I was pausing for tension. Okay, I'll go again then.
Can we edit that out later?
Oh, yeah, we can edit those gaps out, G Lane. I just like to...
Just coming straight as soon as you hear the boom come in.
Okay. The average amount of dimples on a golf ball is
Jeez.
352
Yeah,
dimples.
Okay, who cares? Okay, down.
Down.
Did I vote down?
You've
I
already voted down, so I'm not
okay,
pushing the
Anyone want to
buttons again.
return to sender?
No, fuck no.
No.
I want to return to
I'm
sender.
going to add a vote down on that.
You go. Oh,
Nice beaver.
Comes up with a golf dimple fact.
well, a dimple-based fact that the average amount of dimples on a golf ball is
Did you
352.
Google sports facts and that was the
You
first one
did.
that came up?
You did.
No,
Just
I-
sitting there in the
Piece of
bar.
crap.
I was just wondering how many, because I was going to do my same one from last week about the fact. G Lane, you might have missed it, but my great fact last week was actually happened to be a sports-based fact, and that was that before the 1900s, baseball umpires used to sit on rocking chairs, and I thought that was a good fact, but I've already used that.
It was good.
Oh,
Alright,
you so you're going to upvote my last week's fact?
Yeah.
That doesn't matter. That's already been and gone. For goodness sake.
So I
Get
won
with the program.
So I won the fact factor because I got 2 upvotes.
Oh no, I'd actually like to. My upvote that I gave you for political reasons, and now since you downvoted me, I will also be doing it.
Nice beaver.
You know what? I'm going to upvote your vote because I like to see someone learn a lesson, and it's good that you're not operating these horrible political games. So I'll upvote you.
Can I deliver another fact?
Oh, you want another fact?
Yeah.
Can I deliver another fact?
Yeah.
Can I
What
do
is that? Are you going to shoehorn in some agenda sponsorship? That
No.
would be a good opportunity.
Hey, look, I'm taking offence. Someone described us as the Ricky Bobby of sports broadcasting the other day, and the fact that we'd sell our windscreen. And I said we certainly would sell our fucking windscreen. Someone told me this the other day. Who's the only current international who's been sent off the rugby field and sent off the cricket field?
The only cunt international.
Current international
Right.
has been sent off the rugby field and the cricket field.
Stu Wilson. I mean, Jeff
Bit of a
Wilson.
trick question. It's Geordie Barrett, because he got thrown out of the MCG and also sent off recently in the latest series. There you go.
I'm going to vote you down on that because
Nice beaver.
I remember when you were told that
Nice beaver.
we were at a gin tasting in Napier 3 weeks ago, and I heard the person tell you that.
Yeah, okay, damn it.
Can I be the last person to deliver a fact? Please?
Yeah, sure.
My fact, this is a shit podcast.
What? No, it's not. It's crossing the
Hang
streets.
on.
It's gonna-
Fact.
That's a fact.
That's a
but
fact.
It's not very interesting.
So you think that we're not going to bring a lot of people over from the
Nice
agenda
beaver.
to the Matt and Jerry, and not a lot of people from Matt and Jerry over to the agenda?
This is going to do the opposite.
No, I think this does more damage to us because this isn't what the agenda podcast is normally like. So people
it's production heavy, this one, but I think the listeners will enjoy it. They enjoy admin, so I think they'll probably enjoy the amount of admin and the amount of production.
Okay,
good.
hold on. I might just on my own fact and my own thing that I said there, and I'll take that back. This is a really good podcast.
Hey, just got this text from Joseph Jury from the agenda, and it says, "Hey, if you're recording the Cross Streams podcast, can you mention the ACC Topper partnership kicking off? And we've got a top plays of the week segment we need to do. Can we include that?"
Well, yeah, because Leader NZ, home of the topper, the lasagna topper. Did you know that? I didn't know this, but the lasagna topper is invented in New Zealand. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That was great. So yeah,
You'd think
Lasagna was invented in New Zealand. Who would have
that's
thought?
the lasagna topper.
I don't know if
Lasagna
that's a
topper.
correct fact. G
They
Lane,
improved lasagna. Lasagna was just all over it was on a bloody plate. And then they just made it so you can hold it in your hand. It was brilliant.
That is good.
Yeah. It's like a lasagna pie, really, but it's called a lasagna topper. I don't know where the topper came from, but there we go. So the top plays of the week will probably kick off next week, I'd say.
Oh, yep. I knew you'd try and shoehorn in your agenda sponsorship into our podcast.
They're great. Leader NZ, home of the topper. We've also got this is the best thing about it. You guys will love this. We've got a topper warmer in the studio, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. He cuts himself to lasagna toppers, to chicken schnitties, and various products that
The cordon bleu.
Okay,
Hey,
call him
is that your fact? Is that your fact?
Nice beaver.
It is a fact, though.
Yeah. Okay, G Lane.
Well, just to double check, now wouldn't be a good time to talk about the lasagna topper and the wildlife down there in the
Shall we
Octagon?
mention our sponsors, Dulux, in their thread?
Oh, that's
if
a good,
people are
that's-
trying to
that's
cross
a good
promote.
idea. I'm just nervous about the lasagna topper sponsorship and what happened down there in the Octagon.
Oh yeah, we're not bringing up there. We're not bringing up what happened in front of the 2,4-D at the Seagull.
Delete that.
Delete
I
that.
tell you what,
Delete
though,
that.
yeah, don't talk about that. That's not a fact. It's a myth. Nothing happened
Oh,
there.
that's just made
Nothing
up, is it?
happened
Okay, sorry.
Okay,
Hey, but bloody cricket starts this weekend down in Christchurch with this Tri-Series, and there's Dulux Steady the Ship hats to give away. I think we've got about 200 a day to give away down in Christchurch before each match. I think that should potentially be a hat for every person who turns up to watch. Because it's a warm-up T20 series.
Warm up. There's nothing warm about it. It's like -1.
it's actually
They've got
it's a cool down.
Pakistan and Bangladesh are down in Christchurch right now.
I mean, Pakistan, there's
-3.
parts of Pakistan that do get snow, but Bangladesh gets no snow. Bangladesh is hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, can I just suggest something quickly before we go? Should we delete this from both not cross the streams and delete this and not put it out on either?
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree.
Cool.
with that.
I'm happy with that.
All right. And so no one will hear this, but if they had, it was lovely to meet some of these agenda people. But they'll never hear that, will they?
No, because
No,
it's
because we're
deleted.
deleting it. All right.
All right.
Bless, bless.
That's you.
Okay,
You
bye.
seem busy.
All right,
okay.
bye.
There you go. Bye-bye.
You've been listening to the ACC's Agenda podcast. For more episodes, subscribe on iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.